everyone. Welcome to this month's Grief Chatter, the next chapter. My name is Kim, and this is
Paige.
And Paige, she has our topic for this month. So here we go.
And there's so many, but we're just going with 5 things that are helpful when you're talking to someone who's had a loss.
Yeah, so we could easily do, and we have talked about it in the original Grief Chatter. We talked about, and we will always talk about things you shouldn't say. Like, it's gonna come out sometime. But we watched a documentary last week with a group of people, and we're watching it again this week. And in that, there are some just great insights from the people who were grieving, as well as from some who walk alongside them, and some great ideas. And so Paige has done some research. This is normal. We don't do research for this, this YouTube video or wherever you're seeing it. But today you get Professor Paige, and she's going to teach.
Sometimes I surprise myself. Today's one of those days. Okay, so I am here for you however you need me.
So that was number 1 on this list of what you can say to someone who is grieving. And let's go ahead and put this here. Grief is not just about the death of a loved one.
Correct.
We grieve many, many, many things. We grieve people. We grieve jobs. We grieve anticipated events. So we're talking about when you've got somebody who is feeling a loss, feeling and thinking through a loss, this is something good to say to them. And why?
Because just show up. Just show up. Because if we just say, I'm here if you need me, well, of course we need each other. We need support. So it's, if you show up with some groceries, or, okay, I'm going to empty your dishwasher and reload it and do a load of laundry. I guarantee you no one's going to say, please sit down, don't do that. Anytime y'all want to come here, It's also, I talk a lot about in individual sessions, the 3 S's: silence, support, solution.
Okay.
Well, in grief, there's no solution for this. But sometimes we just need someone to sit by us in silence and show support. Hold their hand or just kind of tap like, I'm here for you. Number 2, tell me about them.
Yeah, that one is huge.
Yes.
It came out in that documentary the other day. It was mentioned specifically about a father who had had a son die in a car accident, but it's something that we hear all the time.
Say their name. Mean it. Because so often people want to skirt around that, like, I don't want to upset this person anymore. They're already upset. You're not going to do any worse. So that means so much to someone. Tell me about your spouse. Tell me about your child, your brother, your parent, all the things. Number 3, this sounds really hard. What are we doing there? We're acknowledging their grief and their feelings of, I can't fully understand what you're feeling, but it does sound hard. And what do we want? We want to be heard. We want to be validated. We get to feel all of these things.
Okay.
This is the side part, without trying to fix it. I know we talked about just a few minutes ago, the solution. In this world, there's no solution to the grief, but no one's expecting us, as grief counselors or anyone, to fix this. We just can't.
They shouldn't be.
Correct.
Let's go with that for just a second. So some people do want you to fix their heart.
Oh gosh.
And their mind. Like, that has happened. It's not something we have on a daily, because most people realize you do not have the toolkit like you do. Yesterday I had to call on somebody who I call on quite often, because I have quite a few tools at my house, but I always don't have the one I need. And I don't have the arm strength with certain things to even make a difference. And so I have to call on this person, and he gets into his handy dandy toolkit that seems to be it's bottomless is what I think it is.
Okay.
But he also knows which tools to use. and I got a solution. Like, it was an incredible thing. That's not how grief is. That's not how grief works. There is no such toolkit that is bottomless, that has the answer to every emotion, every question, every thought. You can have somebody who is there for you, but they, number one, they may think they have the solution because it worked for them, or it worked for their sister. But also helping them realize, I just need you here. I don't need you to fix me or fix this situation.
This one's similar, but it's still one of my favorites. You don't have to go through this alone. How often do we hear, even once a funeral service is over, a few months down the road, it's almost quiet because everyone else's lives are back to their normal, and we're trying to figure out what normal is. So it's always, when I'm asked, from school moms, like, what do I say? What do I do? It's, don't forget them at month 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like, even if it's leading up to my most favorite.
Yeah, hold on. I got to quote Reba. Always got to quote Reba at this point, because she's got many, many songs over the years, but there's one line in one of the songs that just rips me up every time. And it's, I guess the world didn't stop for my broken heart. Because I just see a video in my head of the fact of somebody standing, whether it be in the grocery store, that's where I always picture people, in the grocery store, but wherever it may be, standing, and everybody is still moving around. They're still texting, they're still talking, they're still all involved, and you're just here.
Yes.
Because you are in a totally different place, and it's like, do they not see?
Right.
Can they not feel the pain that I am experiencing? And so just realizing that, just to acknowledge that this is difficult, and just to acknowledge that I know I don't know how you feel. I'm intentionally flipping the worst thing you can ever say to someone. Acknowledging that you can't know how they feel, but you are willing to sit and feel alongside them to help carry as much of the burden as humanly possible. Just being there matters.
It does.
There you go. Now,
let's see. I am thinking about you today. You don't have to respond. I just wanted you to know that you're on my mind. In this text-savvy world, more people text than they don't. But that's one of the things I'm always asked at school, or I have my friend's mom, or whatever. What do I say? Simply that. If you can't call, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you, and you don't have to respond.
The not have to respond is the big deal. That's the big deal, because so we each go through difficult seasons of life, and I happen to be walking through one of those. And in the midst of that, it's really good to know that somebody's thinking of you. But I really don't want to call all these people back, or I don't want to, like, I've even got beautiful cards over the last week that I haven't opened. It's been intentional because I waited, and I opened one this morning and I thoroughly read it, and I was intentional about it because I need to be in a certain headspace. I need to be in a certain place before I open that up. Text messages, because I'm getting them, and it's such a beautiful thing. And most of the time, for me in particular, it's someone from some season of my life, because I'm getting people from multiple seasons, and they're saying, I stopped and I'm praying for you now. Like, that's huge. They're not expecting any kind of response. If I do a thumbs up like that or a love, like, that's it. They're not expecting me. Nobody is reaching out going, are you okay? Like, don't do that. They're like realize that just letting them know that you're there and you're thinking of them can mean the world. And they may not have the bandwidth at the moment to be able to respond. They may want to. They may reach out and pick up the phone because they just really need to talk to somebody. But don't expect that. Send that with no expectations.
Yes.
You're just saying, I'm here. They understand that means you're here if they need something, or if they just need to know that someone is there.
So I'm here. And I'll grocery shop, and I'll do laundry, or I'll just come make you laugh.
Yeah, well, that part, that is her specialty. If you have not figured that out, oh my goodness. What I'm picturing is on our mailing desk in our office, there's a picture that Paige clipped for my birthday. I think it was clipped from one of our original Grief Chatter videos. And it's me laying my head on this particular table with her with this mischievous grin, because you know she has just uncorked something. That is one of her specialties, and you're going to have people in your life that they're going to be able to lighten the mood, even if it's just a little bitty bit. That's what they do well. You have other people who really will sit in the deep darkness with you. You have some that can run errands, and that's huge. In my case, mowing my yard is becoming a huge deal. And so, like, I've got people that are going to mow my yard. Like, there are practical things that can be done if you're not the type to be able to sit there with somebody, because it just causes you to feel you're going to come out of your skin. And then there's some people who like to sit. They like to be there. And then there's other people who can kind of get your mind off of things, even if it's just for a moment. But realizing that these 5 things, so please reread them so that we'll place them back in their minds before we close out.
I am here for you, however you need me. Tell me about them. This sounds really hard. You don't have to go through this alone. I'm thinking about you today. You don't have to respond. I just wanted you to know you are on my mind.
There you go. Now you have your assignment.
Yes.
Those are things that you might want to write down. Like, write them down, have them close. Whether you're the one that is in a place at the moment where none of our lives are perfect, but you're in a steadier place, but you've got friends around you who are going through difficult times, or you're the one that's carrying extra weight during this season of time, sometimes you can help those around you. And when they do expect you to respond every time, well, why aren't you responding? Like, you can help them know, you know, I appreciate that you care, but it would help me so much if you would just let me know you're there, but not expect me to respond. So there's a way for you to also be a part of this in helping others support you in the way that works best for you. So thank you so much. We will hopefully see you again next month for Grief Chatter, the next chapter.
Be kind to you.